Hello my dear students, today I am going to discuss the syllabus of Assam Public Service Commission. There are two exams, one is a preliminary exam and another is a main exam. If you qualify in the preliminary exam, then you can appear in the main examination. So in the preliminary examination there are two question paper and each carry 200 marks. So general studies paper 1 and the paper 2. So what are the topic that includes in the paper 1 and the paper 2? Let's have a look to this. So in the syllabus for combined competitive preliminary examination general studies paper 1, 200 marks and there will be 100 question, duration 2 hours. So please have a look to the syllabus. So the syllabus is about the current events of national and international importance, history of India and Indian national movement, Indian and world geography, physical, social, economic geography of India and the world, Indian polity and governance, constitution, political system, Panchayati Raj, public policy, right issues, etc., economic and social development, sustainable development, poverty, inclusions, demographic, social sector initiative, etc., general issues on environment, ecology, biodiversity and climate change that do not require subject specialization, and the last one, general science. So note, 30 to 35% question in general studies paper 1 will be related to Assam. So this particular topic included in the general studies paper 1. So as you know that 30 to 35% question from the general studies paper 1 will be related to the Assam. There will be a question on the Assam. Next, move to the second paper. Please have a look to the second paper. The second paper syllabus for the second paper combined competitive. Now you can see here. So paper 2, 200 marks, 80 questions, duration 2 hours. Also the preliminary examination second paper. So here, number 1, comprehension. So comprehension means that how well you can understand the language, English language skill. That will be just a comprehension passage will be there. You have to read, and on the basis of that there will be some question, and you have to read the passage and attempt the answers. So number 2, interpersonal skill including communication skills. So that is also very important. Number 3, logical reasoning and analytical ability. So what is you analyze some of the topic, that particular thing will be judged through that particular segments. And 4, decision making and problem solving, how well you can solve any kind of the problem. Number 5, general mental ability. And number 6, basic numeracy, numbers and their relation, orders of magnitude, etc. That is a class 10 level. And the next one, data interpretation, charts, graph, tables, data sufficiency, etc. That is also class 10 level. So that is the preliminary examination. You can call it a screening examination. If you pass this exam, then you can appear in the main examination. And so you know that very simple to pass the preliminary examination. It's not very difficult. And a question are objective type question, so there will be the 4 option A, B, C, D. So and you have to read it and you have to find out which is the correct option. So it's very simple, and but the main examination is subjective. So that next moves to the syllabus of the main examination. So that is a preliminary examination. After that, move to the syllabus of the main examination. So in the main examination, prelims and the mains. So the first paper you can see here, just a moment. So the first paper will be the essay. There will be a paper 1 essay, and for that 250 marks. There will be 1 or 2 essays. You have to attempt 1 or 2 essays, and for that 250 marks and 2 hours. Okay, so that is the first paper. So remember, essay you have to write, and 1 or 2 essay. So that is not fixed that how many essay will be there, but most probably 1 or 2 essay, and for that 250 marks. Next, move to the paper 2, second paper. This is a general studies, 250 marks, Indian history, heritage, culture and society and geography of the India and the world. So that is the general studies second paper main examination. So what are the topic? Please have a look to the topic. Topics are Indian culture shall cover the salient aspect of art forms, literatures and architectures from ancient to modern times. Number 2, modern Indian history from about the middle of the 18th century until the present, significant events, personalities, issues. Number 3, the freedom struggle, its various stages and important contributions from different parts of the country. Number 4, post-independence consolidations and reorganization within the country. Number 5, salient features of Indian society, diversity of India. Number 6, role of women and women's organization, population and associated issues, poverty and developmental issues, urbanization, their problems and remedies. Number 7, effects of globalizations on Indian society. And the last segment, social empowerment, communalism, regionalism and secularism. So these are the topics in the second paper. One more, there are some more topic in the second paper. Number 9, salient features of the India's and world's physical geography. Number 10, distributions of key natural resources across the world, including South Asia and the Indian subcontinent. Factors responsible for the locations of primary, secondary and tertiary sectors, industries in various parts of the world, including India. Number 11, important geophysical phenomena such as earthquake, tsunami, volcanic activity, cyclone, etc. Geographical features and their location, changes in the critical geographical features, including water bodies and ice caps, and in flora and fauna, and effects of such changes. So this is in the second paper. You can see here in the main examination paper second, general studies, 250 marks. Next moves to the third paper. Let's have a look to the third paper. In the general studies paper also general studies. So this paper general studies 2, this means that paper third, because first paper is the essay, second paper is the general studies. So general study 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so the third paper in the category general study 2. Okay, clear? Because second paper is the general studies, third paper is the general studies. So into that category the general studies second paper, right? Okay, so general studies also, this third paper also 250 marks. So in this paper these are a topic like governance, constitutions, polity, social justice and international relations. These are the topic included. So you see here the segments are: number 1, Indian Constitution. You have to know about the Indian Constitution, historical underpinnings, evolution, features, amendments, significant provisions and basic structures. Number 2, functions and responsibilities of the union and the states, issues and challenges pertaining to the federal structures, devolutions of powers and finances up to local levels and challenges therein. Number 3, separations of power between various organs, disputes, redressals mechanism and institutions. Number 4, comparisons of the Indian constitutional schemes with that of other countries. And number 5, parliaments and state legislatures, structures, functioning, conduct of business, powers and privileges and issues arising out of these. Number 6, structures organizations and functioning of the executive and judiciary ministries and departments of the government, pressure groups and formal informal associations and their role in the polity. Number 7, salient features of the Representations of People's Act. Number 8, appointment to various constitutional posts, powers, functions and responsibilities of various constitutional bodies. Number 9, statutory, regulatory and various quasi-judicial bodies. Number 10, government policies and interventions for development in various sectors and issues arising out of their design and implementations. Number 11, development processes and development industry. The role of NGOs as HG, self-help group, this means, okay, various groups and associations, donors, charities, institutionals and other stakeholders. Number 12, welfare schemes for vulnerable sections of the population by the center and the states, and the performance of the schemes, mechanism, laws, institutions and bodies constituted for the protections and betterment of these vulnerable sections. Next segment, issues relating to development and management of social sectors, services relating to health, education, human resources, and the last, issues relating to development and management of social sectors, services relating to health, education, human resources, issues relating to poverty and hunger, with emphasis on Assam. Next segment, important aspects of governance, transparency and accountability, e-governance applications, models, success, limitations and potential, citizens charters, transparency and accountability and institutionals and other measures with emphasis on Assam. Role of civil services in a democracy. Next segment, India and its neighborhood relations. Next one, bilateral, regional and global groupings and agreements involving India and or affecting India's interest. Next segments, effects of policies and politics of developed and developing countries on India's interest, Indian diaspora. Next one, important international institutions, agencies and forums, their structures, mandate. So these are the, so this, as you know, that's general studies. This is a third paper, paper third. Next, move to the next paper, fourth paper. This is the fourth paper. You can see here, next one, fourth paper. So general studies, in the category of the general studies, third paper. Okay, so paper 4, technology, economic development, biodiversity, environment, security and disaster management. These are the topic included in the fourth paper. So let's have a look to this. Indian economy and issues relating to planning, mobilizations of resources, growth, development and employment. Next one, inclusive growth and issues arising from it. Next one, government budgeting. Next segment, major cropping patterns in various parts of the country, different type of irrigations and irrigation system, storage, transport and marketing of agricultural produce and issues and related constraints, e-technology in the aid of farmers. Next one, issues related to direct and indirect farm subsidies and minimum support prices, public distribution system, objective, functioning, limitations, revamping, issues of buffer stocks and food security, technology missions, economics of animal rearings. Next one, food processing and related industries in India, scope and significance, locations, upstream and downstream requirements, supply chain management, land reforms in India. Next one, effects of liberalizations on the economy, changes in industrial policy and their effects on industrial growth, infrastructures, energy, ports, roads, airports, railways, etc. Next one, investment models, Next one, science and technology developments and their applications and effects in everyday life. Achievements of Indians in science and technology, in the ignitions of technology and developing new technology. Next one, in the ignition of technology and developing new technology. And the next one, awareness in the fields of IT, space, computers, robotics, nanotechnology, biotechnology, and issues relating to intellectual property rights. Next one is our conversation, environmental pollution and degradation, environmental impact assessments, disaster and disaster management with emphasis on Assam, linkages between development and spread of extremism. Next one, role of external state and non-state actors in creating challenges to internal security. Next one, challenges to internal security through communications networks, role of media and social networking sites in internal security challenges, basics of cyber security, money laundering and its preventions. Next one, security challenges and their management in border areas, linkages of organized crimes with terrorism with emphasis on Assam. Next one, various security forces and agencies and their mandate. So these are the paper. You see here the fourth paper. Next, move to the next question paper, mains question paper. This is the fifth question paper. So in the general studies category 4, fifth question paper, so 250 marks. So this is all about the ethics, integrity and aptitude. This paper will include question to test the candidate's attitude and approach to issues relating to integrity, probity in public life, and his problem solving approach to various issues and conflicts faced by him in dealing with society. Question may utilize the case study approach to determine these aspects. The following broad areas will be covered. So number 1, ethics and human interface, essence, determinants and consequences of ethics in human actions, dimensions of ethics, ethics in private and public relationship. Number 2, human values, lesson from the lives and teachings of great leaders, reformers and administrators, role of family, society and educational institutions in inculcating values. Number 3, attitude, content, structures, functions, its influence in relations with thought and behavior, moral and political attitude, social influence and persuasions. Next one, number 4, aptitude and foundational values for civil service, integrity, impartiality and non-partisanship, objectivity, dedication to public service, empathy, tolerance and compassion towards the weaker sections. Next one, emotional intelligence, concept and their utilities and applications in administrations and governance. Next one, contribution of moral thinkers and philosophers from India and world. Next segments, public, civil service values and ethics in public administrations, status and problems, ethical concerns and dilemmas in government and private institutions, laws, rules, regulations and conscience as sources of ethical guidance, accountability and ethical governance, strengthening of ethical and moral values in governance, ethical issues in international relations and funding corporate governance. Next topic, probity in governance, concept of public service, philosophical basis of governance and probity, information sharing and transparency in government, right to information's code of ethics, codes of conduct citizens. Next one, charters, work cultures, quality of service delivery, utilizations of public funds, challenges of corruptions. Next one, case studies on above issues. So these are some of the topics in this paper. So you have to study all these topics. Clearly you should have the basic idea of all these topics. So the paper, fifth paper. Next move the next last paper of the general studies last papers. So paper 6. So general subject paper on Assam is especially designed for the Assam, 250 marks. So here you have to know everything about the Assam, like history, heritage and culture, geography, governance, polity, social justice, international relations, economic development, biodiversity, environment, security, and disaster management of Assam. So here in the first one, history, art, culture, literature, traditions, and heritage of Assam. So major landmarks in the history of Assam, major dynasties, your administrative and revenue system, socio-cultural issues, freedom movement, political awakening, and integration, salient features of architectures and monuments, arts, paintings and handicrafts, important works of literature, fairs, festivals, folk music and folk dances, cultures, traditions and heritage, religious movement, leading personalities. Next one, geography of Assam, broad physical features, major features, geographic divisions, natural resources of Assam, climate, natural vegetation, forest, wildlife and biodiversity, mines and minerals, population and major industries. Next one is about the political administrative system of Assam, governor, chief minister, state assembly, high court, Assam Public Service Commission, district administration, state human rights commission, state election commission, state information commission, public policy, legal rights and citizen charters. Next one, economy of Assam, macro overview of economy, major agriculture, industrial and service sector issues, growth, development and planning, infrastructures and resources, major development project, programs and schemes, government welfare schemes for scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, backward class, minorities, disabled persons, destitute, women, children, old age people, farmers and laborers. Next one, biodiversity, environment, security and disaster management. So it relevant emphasis on state of Assam. So these are the papers of the mains examination. So general studies paper, these are general studies paper. There will be 2 optional papers and 2 language paper. Though optional paper, these are important, and in case of the language papers, these are the qualifying in nature. So in the next video I will discuss about the different type of the papers, optional papers. So what are the optional paper and what will, so okay, thank you for watching.